Good Sunday blessings. All right, we're in the month of March. First Sunday of March, March 1st, 2020. Let's go into the sermon notes. I hope you are ready for this today. I hope your soul is ready for this one today. All right, let's get started. This is going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing sermon today. And I think for you that hear this sermon, you're going to know exactly how to receive this sermon. Let's go. March the 1st, 2020. The scripture reading is Luke chapter 22, verses 31 and 32. And I want to read that. Very important. Luke chapter 22, verses 31 and 32. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, indeed, Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. All right. The title of the sermon was He Tried It. He tried it. And I did the neck work with it because that's how Pastor did it. He tried it. That's the name of the sermon. In this text, Satan had already entered into Judas, and now he was seeking somebody else in the disciples to destroy. In this passage, Jesus refers to Satan as the devil. In other passages, Jesus calls and addresses Satan as demon, basically an evil entity seeking to destroy. In the text, Simon is referred to as Simon, but Jesus later changed Simon's name to Peter. Simon was Simon before he met Jesus. We have a Simon side and a Peter side in us. When we are in our old fleshy ways, we are letting our Simon side take over our life. In the text, it was not only addressing Simon, but the other disciples too. So this is for all of us. Simon, Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat. Sifting means shaken and tossed about, removing things. Shaken and tossed about, removing things. That's what sifting means. Sifting is the devil's tool, but God's school. Sifting is the last stage in the harvesting processing. You are in the final stages of your sifting process, but it's not over yet. You have been going through trials and tribulations, and you are not quite done yet, though. You have to hang on a little while longer before it's over. God allowed Job to be sifted. Satan asked, and God allowed. God takes you through a sifting process, so that you can release some stuff, shake it off, and some stuff that you need to be released from you. God allows sifting seasons so that you can be freed from some stuff and be more faithful and committed to God. God had to allow the sifting in order to get you to a place where he could use you. Now I'm going to read verse 32 again. But I have prayed for you that your faith should not fail, and when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. I'm not praying that it won't happen, but that you will make it through. Christ is the Christian's ally. God listens to Jesus, who is our intercessor. Jesus goes to God on our behalf. Fighting in the flesh does us no good. We need to pray on our knees and tell God about our problems. Hold on. It gets rough. Life is rough. But hold on. Don't lose your faith. Hold on. You've been through hell. Hell's still on your trail. But hold on. You might lose your family, a house, a car. But don't lose your faith. God is able. I'm going to keep on trusting I will not lose my faith. The sifting is going to happen, but the supplication will take place. Simon, who became Peter, even denied knowing Jesus. Jesus already knew and knows what you were going to go through. He got you covered. Jesus knew that Simon, who became Peter later, would deny him. But Jesus had already taken care of that. You may have messed up, but God still has an assignment for you. Jesus, after crucifixion, said, "Go get the disciples and Peter." And that's how he said, and it said that in the Bible. Go get the disciples and Peter, even though Peter had denied even knowing him. Remember, Simon was Peter. Jesus sent for Peter, who used to be Simon, to come on too. God still used him, and God still wants to use you. God used the man that has stumbled and failed. The storm and sifting ain't about you. It's about who the enemy is really trying to get to. And the enemy will go through you to get to your family, to get to your children, to get to your destiny. If the enemy can get you to mess up, then so will they. So if you get up here and mess up through your sifting process and you're almost done, then Satan done sifted you. He done took your family. He gonna go through you to get to those children that you're trying to raise and see about in your home, in your community, in your church, and everywhere. Just in society, he gonna go through you. So if he can get you to mess up, then he know that he can get there and get to the children, because he gonna start at the top. Jesus will pull you through this, and he has a stage for you. Don't lose it in the sifting season. Jesus is going to put you on stage, and the story behind that, they needed for somebody to get up and preach and do a sermon, get on stage and preach. Guess who they chose? Simon, who became Peter. They went and got him now. God has some people that he wants you to influence. Hold on. Hang on. Now I got to read the latter part of verse 32. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. Hold on. God has some people he wants you to influence. God wants you to go through. And then when you come through, strengthen your brethren. Amen. Y'all, this church, this sermon, you see I'm still in church. This sermon today, when our minister preached on it, it was riveting. And that part when he said that Satan, or the enemy, the devil, the demon, all those terminologies of the evil one that come to kill, steal, and destroy, that he will go through you to get to who he really want to get to. Our children, our family. He wants to wipe it all out. He wants you to say, I don't believe in God no more. I ain't got no faith. If that's the case, this wouldn't have happened to me. That wouldn't have happened to me. Or I done messed up too much. I don't even believe in God no more. What's wrong with me? Too much stuff didn't happen. I done lost too many people that I love in my life. You may lose a lot and continue, because the sifting process still ain't over. But you always going to have God. And just like Jesus knew that Peter was going to deny him, he still sent, after he arose, the disciples, and nobody else even knew who he was, because Jesus came incognito. And remember that too. And he said, go get the disciples and Peter too. So he got in there, and he still used Peter. And Peter got up and preached the sermon when he was needing someone to get up there and represent the sermon that needed to be preached, and to get over the glory of Christ to the people. And he used Peter. And I love that part where he said, go get the disciples and Peter too. You got to hold on. I don't know who this is for. This was for me when I went to church today. And when he said so many things that I'm not going to touch on them right now, and that's why I have so much emphasis on this, it hit home. You got to still continue on through that sifting process. You're almost there. And I'm talking to somebody else out there, and you know who you are. You've been through a lot, whether you caused it on yourself or it's just life. And like our pastor said, it don't matter your age, your color, your race, your denomination, none of that. Life is just going to happen. And when life happens, it chooses you. So that means anything can happen in your life. It could be your mess ups or somebody messed you up. But life is going to happen. But you're going to go through that sifting process, and you can't give up now. And the pastor said we can mess up our own sifting process by losing our faith and saying, no, I done been through too much. I'm not seeing nothing change. This is the way it is. I don't believe no more. I ain't going to even try no more. Hey, you right there. You got to go through a little more sifting, because just like grain is harvested, they got to do the sifting process at the end to shake out the dirt. If it's any little granules or anything don't need to be there, come out clean and polished to where it can be edible and used. That's what God is doing, sifting. Don't give up now. And if you've already tried to give up, go back in there and say, Lord, I rebuke that. Forgive me, Lord. I knew not what I was saying. Forgive me. And speak on life. Because you're going to get there as long as you don't mess it up yourself. You're the only one that can mess it up. The enemy can't mess it up for you. The only way the enemy mess it up for you is if you allow him to mess it up and you say, well, hey, I don't believe in God. I'm not going to try no more. I ain't going to try to keep fighting these demons in me. I ain't going to try to keep fighting the spirit of addiction. I'm not going to try to keep fighting this stuff going on in my family, or what I did in my past, or something that happened to me years ago as a child, being molested, or touched, or just something negative. Or like I said, it can be a mistake that you make of your own, not even trying sometimes, or it can be something that somebody did the mistake on you. But you got to hold on. You can hold on. You will hold on, because now you can't tell me you don't have total confirmation today after hearing this. And I know right now, a couple of people right now that I can sense it and feel it. This your confirmation that you got to hold on and don't give up during your sifting process. You just not fixing to see what God finna do for you and gonna use you. If he can use me, and I'm definitely still going through my sifting process. Just spoke on that not too recently ago in my live stream that I first did a test live stream. Let me tell you, hold on. God got you. He already has a supplication. He already knows how it's going to turn out and how he's going to be there for you and use you. And you're going to have whatever you need and whoever you need in your life too. All right. I was so energized through this today. I'm telling you, this one today was just top of the line, top of the line, top of the line, nothing but mercy and grace from God to be able to even get this sermon note in church, because the enemy will try to stop you from that too. Tell you a quick story. I was on my way to church. This is true. On my way to church. One light away from getting to the church. I'm driving. There's a car to the left of me. Then here I am. The lane next to me, you have to turn right. So the only people that can go straight is the car to the left of me and me. I'm cruising in. Like I said, I'm one light away from the church, literally about 30 seconds to a minute. This car that was in the third lane that needed to turn right, because you have to turn right, the car shot past me and then almost sideswiped me. And I just sat there because I was like, are you kidding me? And even the man in the truck and then the other people were looking around like, oh my God, because it was like in slow motion. And if that car would have hit me, broadsided me, then it went on in front of me quick. Either way, that car would have smacked into me and flipped me over into that truck. Or if he'd have clipped me in the front when he went beside me and realized there wasn't no lane no more, and then zoom went on through quick. And if I'd have been going fast, I'd have got on my brake. We still would have had, which might have been a fatal wreck. Fatality would have been on me. Maybe the other person too. And I said, my God. And then let me tell you a crazy story. I was calm and I looked around. I was like, I didn't even see that coming. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, Lord, let me get to the church. Guess what happened? Got there to the church. The car that almost hit me, they pulled into the church too. And I got in there and told my sister, I said, you will not believe what happened to me. I say the devil tried it today. He tried it. And that's why it was so crazy, because the name of this sermon today was He Tried It. Right there, a minute away at the light, as they say. You probably would have heard the crash in the church. Somebody that had a wreck out there, and it would have been me. Then the person that was going to take me out was one of the church members. I get it. They was trying to get to church. And I think they were not familiar with that street that they came down, because they would, if you drive that street to church, you know that those two lanes, you can only go straight, or the person that's the third person, you have to turn right, because that lane runs out. And then they were driving so fast too. So I told my sister, I said, at the church they would have been saying, woo, we heard a bad wreck down there, because we was that close to the church. It would have been me. Then come to find out, would have been two church members. Not just me, but the other person too. Life is short. I always say that. And I sit there and say, woo, devil, you tried it. Because he had tried me before I even left the house. Everything that could go wrong tried to go wrong. So I was like, no, I'm going to church. I will be there. Not online. I will be there. And by the grace of God, I made it. So I had said, he tried it. And I'll be there. And the pastor sat there and said, the name of this sermon is, He Tried It. Hold on, whoever you are. Hold on. You're in your sifting process. You're almost there. You got a little bit more that God got to release from you, and you got to release yourself, including me. All right. Be blessed. You're going to have a wonderful, great week. Stay calm, stay focused, and most of all, stay faithful. Be blessed.